Welcome to Aodhamair's tutorials. As promised, I would give you a tutorial for this flower crown that I made for my wedding. For this project you will need some wire that is easy to bend but fairly thick. I got this. Some thinner wire to attach your flowers. And I got both these types of wire on eBay, but I'm sure you can also get them maybe at a flower store or a garden center, or maybe even your local craft store. I also got this Florist tape. It's sort of like paper tape. I got it in green, but you can get it in multiple colors, so that's kind of up to you what kind of shade you want. Of course you will need fake flowers. I got multiple different ones. I got these off Etsy, but you could even just get some silk flowers off of a flower store and cut the stems off. That would work equally well. I use these flowers also to make the hair clips for the bridesmaids. I already did a tutorial on that, so if you want to go see that, check out my other videos. And I also have this wire with these little flower bots on it. Besides that, I'll be using some pliers, or at least something to cut the wire, some small beads, but if you're using flowers like these, they don't have stems, and I like to give them a center, so that's what I'm going to use the little beads for. And of course you can also add feathers or whatever you want to pretty it up, chains even if you want to have hanging chains from it. Let's get started. Step one is to make your wire frame. You can do this multiple ways, and I think I might do it differently from the one I already made, just to try it out. You can either just twist two strands among each other and sort of give them a good twist to keep them in place, or you can braid them even. So I'm gonna see if I can give that a go. As you may have seen, for the back I have not made it completely round. I found this easier to make two loops at the end and then attach it with a ribbon. But of course it's up to you, you can make it all the way around if you want, but this way it is a bit more comfortable to adjust and easier to get the size right. We're starting off with the wire, and what I'm going to do is just take a length of this, which I've measured on my head like so, plus a little extra to make the loops at the end. I'm going to cut that with wire cutter. And another end that is approximately the same length. I want to make a double stranded one this time. So I have my two strands of thick wire and the one with the buds, and I'm going to plait this, trying to leave one end a little longer than the other, like so. I'm just going to make a rough braid like this, and I'll fix it once I've got it braided to the end. Now what I want to do is loop the shorter end here of the wire around the other one. Make sure that you have it nice and tucked around so it doesn't poke in your head. And with this bit here at the end, I'll be forming a loop. I'm going to tuck this end under the other one there. and then twist it around. So you end up with a loop there. And I'll repeat that on the other end. Now, it looks a little bit messy, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now is sort of arrange the vines in a nice rounded shape. So once you're happy with your vine, then I would suggest placing it around your head and bending it around until it's comfortable. And like I said, the ends at the back don't completely have to meet, because you're gonna put a ribbon in it. So for step 2, I'm gonna attach some flowers to it. Depends a bit on what kind of flowers you're using, but I thought it might be nice to sort of do a pattern of these little bluish ones. And as you can see, these stems are fairly short, and I found that if I just take a little bit of that other wire and push it in the end like that, it stays quite well, and I give myself a little bit more stem to attach it to. So that's something you can do if they come with shorter stems and they're hard to attach. For example, this one happens to have a little bit of a longer stem, so I might just use that first, because I don't have a lot of wire left. So I'm just going to take one of these and attach that with the thinner wire that I have here. It's a bit tiny. Actually, this is quite thin, so I'm just going to take a double strand. It might be a bit safer to keep it in place. I can also loop it around, and through the loop put both ends of the wire, giving me sort of a catch to start with, like so. And then just wrap it as tightly as you can and make sure that the flower stays. You may find as you go along that your crown bends a little bit. Just, you know, place it around your head again and make sure you also like the placement of your flowers, and sort of bend it back in a shape that's comfortable. So here I've one of those blue flowers that has a rather short stem, so I'm just going to stick a little bit of this wire into it. It appears to be a bit large, so I'm just going to give it a little kink here in the middle, so it cannot slide out anymore. Now what I found when I was making mine is that actually it's a bit weird to have flowers right in the front of your head, like right there. So you may want to sort of concentrate them on just at your temples. I thought that was the prettiest, so that's where I'm gonna put the most flowers, I think. I have these little pink roses. These are handy because they come in twos and they have quite a long stem on them, so you can fairly easily sort of attach them with the 2 at a time. And see how if I've placed a couple of these flowers together, it looks really cute. And see, I'm starting to get a nice arrangement going on that side now. And I'm gonna pick another spot where I'm gonna concentrate a bunch of flowers. I'll just show you the the other flowers I have, which are just actually loose petal leaves like this, and they come in 2 sizes. What I like to do is get a bigger one and a smaller one, and preferably of a different colour. Now I mainly have blue ones left at this stage, and they have a tiny little hole in the middle. And I'm going to take a little bead. Again, take a bunch of your wire, it can be quite long, and I'm going to take one of these tiny little beads and string the wire through it, and then make sure it's halfway, and then you could take the ends and poke them through those 2 petals, forming one big flower. That's what that looks like, and you have all the wire at the end, so it's fairly easy to just attach it somewhere on your crown. Now, once you're happy with the amount of flowers you have, then then we're ready for step 3, which is wrapping with the paper tape. Now this paper tape sticks quite well to itself, so what you want to do is just start on one of the wires, and only the beginning was quite tricky. I just cut a length of it and added more as I needed, because it's easier to work with that way. And just wrap your wire with the paper tape. Like I said, the beginning is a bit tricky because it tends to want to turn around itself. But once you've got it, the beginning there, it gets easier. And once you come to one of these junctions, you just want to sort of wrap in between it and then pick one of the wires to continue on. And cover your entire crown like that. And sometimes you have these wire ends sticking out. You can just cover that with the tape. I went ahead last night and finished wrapping all the wire. It occurred to me last night that actually it might be easier to wrap the wire beforehand and then just go over the junctions with a short piece of the tape. Now let's move on to step 4. Step 4 is very simple. You will need a ribbon of, well, what is this? About 1/2 meter, I think. And just thread that through the loops that we left at the back, like that. And now you can just tie it around your head. And I made a couple of chains of these small little glass beads. So I'm just trying to figure out where to place this chain. I'm trying to get it symmetrical with the other side. So I'm just tying the end of my string of beads to the bottom of the crown. I used a fairly strong thread to string these onto, so I'm not too worried that they will come loose. And this is with both chains attached. And as I mentioned before, I still have this piece that I made for one of the bridesmaids clips, and I think I'm just gonna sew that on here on the side because there is a bit of a patch that could do with a little bit more. So I've decided to put it there. I'm just going to take a needle and thread, using quite sturdy thread to stitch it onto the wire there. I like to wear it a little bit sort of tilted on my head so it doesn't actually obscure my forehead. I really hope you did enjoy this tutorial. Thank you for sitting through all of it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please also check out my other social media, check out my Facebook page to be notified of new videos. Subscribe to my channel also if you want to be notified of new videos. And I will see you fairly soon because I have a special announcement to make. Until then, bye guys!